Yes, sir. What's up, guys?
Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to Mzansi Reality. We are back again. It's that time of the night and we are thankful. We are grateful to those people who are communicating on the comment section and liking the video and subscribing. And for those who are still thinking of subscribing, it is okay. You will find us along the way. We will definitely not wait, but we will make sure that we are within the touch. So please do subscribe when you decide to do so. And by doing that, you're supporting, obviously, the work that we do. And thank you again for the comments. Like, share, and do whatever that you need to do in order for us to have this good video. So, Emily, it's that time of the night where we have to update, or it's that time of the day where we have to update about Nandipha and the rest. So now that's how I'm gonna say it. It's Nandipha and the rest.
And the rest. It's a lot.
For those who do not know me, I'm Mr. Anonymous.
It's a lot.
Let us rock and roll.
Okay, so today there was news, plenty of news surrounding this Thabo Saga. Now, one of the most interesting thing is that the 39-year-old Sinohe Matswara. Now, for those who don't remember, Sinohe Matswara is the name of the warder that was implicated in Thabo Beste's escape, and he was fired from Mangaung Maximum Security Prison in September last year. Now, he's the guy who bought that is it a Volkswagen T-Roc that was worth 600,000 rands after he got fired, but he bought the car in January of 2023, allegedly. So he was arrested at the residence in Bloemfontein on Saturday, the 8th of April, and detained at Park Road Station. And the other 9 officials who were allegedly shared the 5 million that was allegedly given by Thabo Beste to pay for the people, the other wardens allegedly who helped him escape, are also said to be arrested. So they're going to be arrested as well soon. So Nandipha Makutumana's father, Cornelius Sekeleni, 65 years old, a 65-year-old man. And I heard Nandipha's brother saying that he's also diabetic. My God. 65.
Is that the same brother that reported?
Yes. 65 years old. Oh my God! And you find yourself in the jail. When you and they even said they had no previous crimes that they've done before, both of them, including Nandipha's father. 65. So he was
because
also,
of your child. Then you find yourself at the age of 65.
65.
You find yourself having to go to jail.
Hey, Yo, hi. And he was arrested at his home in Port Edward. He was arrested on Friday and appeared before the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court on Tuesday, the 11th of April, which was today. And allegedly he was working for TK, a businessman based in New York, not knowing that it was Thabo Beste. So both suspects have been charged with, the charges are murder, aiding and abetting a convicted prisoner to escape from lawful custody, defeating the ends of justice, fraud, and arson. So the NPA Free State spokesperson said that the reason for the murder charge leveled against Makudumana's father, Zolile Cornelius Sekeleni, and his co-accused, former G4S employee Sinohe Matswara, is because, according to a post-mortem, the charred body found in Beste's prison cell indicates that the person was killed before his body was burnt. Now, the question I had is whether they had established whether that body belonged to the prisoner or someone who was outside prison. And Times Live said that according to the charge sheet, the state alleges that on or around March the 3rd, 2022, the pair killed an unknown man in or around Bloemfontein. So the identity of the man who died from blunt trauma is yet to the head is yet to be identified.
Oh, is yet to be verified.
Is yet to be identified because the charge sheet said that the pair killed an unknown man in or around
But the
Bloemfontein.
specifications of all this, I mean, so even put the limit of where this person was killed. It must be that you are in possession of the information that we are not. Of
Obviously,
knowing.
they're not going to share their evidence they've collected
Mm.
with us yet. We'll hear about it in court.
Because but by limiting yourself into Bloemfontein, then you are saying that you kind of know what happened.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Hopefully.
It could have happened anywhere in South Africa. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But the giving that radius of saying
Of
that
Bloemfontein.
yeah, so you are basically saying that there was a person who's been missing for years. Because that will actually explain the situation.
It would. So in the court appearance, the defense indicated that the pair had no previous criminal records or pending court matters. They were remanded in custody after the state and defense agreed to postpone the case to the 17th of April 2023 for bail information and possible bail application. So the bail information will assist the prosecution to decide whether there are grounds to oppose bail. So Times Live described Matswara's demeanor in court, and they said that he stared straight into the camera. The only time he showed emotion was when he interacted with a woman member of the public who had her face covered. Now this woman was wearing black, honey, dressed for the occasion like a widow, you know, all black, everything, hiding her face, wearing the spectacles, wearing the glasses, the darkest, the black dark glasses. So people were wondering, who is this lady? Who is this lady? Why is she dressed like this? For all we know, it could be that deep, allegedly.
Hey, nothing is far from all these things.
I'm like, okay. So allegedly, some people pulled some receipts, and there was a picture of hers with Matswara. Wearing the similar shoes that the lady in the court was wearing. So if Matswara had a moment and with her, then it means she could be the girlfriend.
Yeah.
She could be the girlfriend. We are alleging. So the SAPS spokesperson said that Dr. Nandipha's father and the former G4S employer are said to be the masterminds of Thabo Beste's escape from prison. Mastermind.
Very, very disturbing that very disturbing, because when you talk about mastermind, you're talking about someone who is the head of this whole motion, who actually put everything into action, not the key players, because there is key players and then there's mastermind. So you're talking about someone who has collaborated the whole thing. So you're telling me a 65-year-old
Did that
collaborated this whole thing
with Matswara. Okay, we know that Matswara was not supposed to be on duty on the 3rd of May 2022 when that whole thing happened. That much we know. And he came for duty on that night. And Thabo Beste was put in solitary confinement.
Yes.
But is he a mastermind who goes immediately after getting paid, you go and you buy the car that will get you the most attention? Did he sit down and plan with Nandipha's father that this is how this man is going to leave this prison?
I find it very, what is the lack of a better way? Conniving?
Why aren't they going to direct to the powers to people. There's certainly people above, you know, and I feel like they don't want to go there.
And you know why I'm busy, Emily here. My question is this the beginning of the case?
Yes, it looks like it.
But generally, you are not. It's not possible to prosecute someone without them being present and able to defend themselves, or unless if you are telling me these people are persecuted on a different, they're gonna be prosecuted on a different level. But it's the same crime. It's the same thing. So like so everyone must be present. Nandipha must be there.
Those other officials that are said to or going to be arrested.
This is
also
where
be
you see
there.
now that this thing is actually not making sense. They must be there to defend themselves. Otherwise, already you are messing up the case. So that is now going back to what we saw with Senzo. The start of
afraid.
messing up the case starts here.
I am also very worried. I'm worried.
Because now, what about the rights of other people that are still going to come on to this case that needs to be extradited? And aren't these people supposed to be detained
They are supposed to
until
be.
such time because the fact that other accused have managed to escape, then that puts the two that were collaborating with them, according to your case, that makes them danger. Obviously, that is what the heads of arguments should have been. To say that we cannot allow these people bail. Maybe bail application hearing, I would understand. Because, I mean, they have a right to
Right.
that. So, but to start the whole thing, even postpone, you're postponing to give others a chance to arrive. When are they going to get a
Perhaps.
chance of preparing? So that means you're still going to postpone this case if they come back, because they're going to come and say, our lawyers are not prepared.
So it's still gonna postpone it some more. Postpone, because the main culprit or the main people are yet to be deported or extradited. We don't know what Tanzania has agreed to now. But I did hear that the SAPS has traveled there to Tanzania. So we will see.
Yeah, they do say that you can start the case without the others being present, yes. But that means that whatever that you're going to submit that has to do with the other accused, it's still going to be delayed. It's still until such time that they are present. So even if you start, because this case is connected to everything, everything leads to another. You cannot start with the two. You can only hear the bail application and that's it. Because you cannot separate this case.
All right. So, guys, that's it from us when it comes to Nandipha's dad as well as the former WADA and their case. So we'll see what happens in the future. Moving on to the next story, Dr. Pashy. Hey, Ziyamkhalelu Dr. Pashy, guys, is Ziyamkhalela strong. Dr. Pashy went to the police station. Remember from our previous video, we did update you that she was at the police station at the time we recorded the video. So now feedback has come. What was she doing there at the police station? So it's believed that she allegedly opened a case against Dr. Nandipha for stealing her identity. And on the 8th of April 2023, Thabo Best and Dr. Nandipha were apprehended in Arusha with a Mozambican accomplice. They had several passports on them. Nandipha was in possession of two
Did you
of
say
Dr.
Mozambique?
Pashy's passports.
Did you say Mozambique?
Mozambican accomplice.
With an accomplice, not
Yes.
in
Not the
Mozambique.
country,
They were
no.
not caught.
The
Okay.
person that they were caught.
Because my worry, Emil, is that we have seen the picture of what we think is Baxter, but we haven't seen of Nandipha.
Mark shorts inyana. Bathong ra khopela bathong. We
I mean, that's where
Mark shorts.
that's where the problem is for me.
We're not asking for a movie over there in Tanzania. No, just mark shots. We will.
And when
Yeah,
you try
yes.
to go to Tanzania way, it's difficult these days to even get a.
I don't know who succeeded in finding out the Tanzanian media there. Please send me a message. Please. I want to hear what is happening that side. Maybe let's reach out to our maybe by luck we have someone from Tanzania watching.
Who's informed about
Who's
what is
informed
happening?
about this specific case. What is going on over there? Is what is happening with regards to these two people? I want to
I was
know.
willing to even take whatever
flight.
language that it is that is used that site, take that paper, put it on a translator, and get the answers. I mean, I've been trying.
Swahili.
Is it
Oh,
Swahili?
I think they speak Swahili.
Isn't it? They speak Swahili in Tanzania.
Yes.
Okay, well,
The statement that they released was in Swahili.
okay.
I had to wait for someone to translate. Because now I wasn't buying that picture of him looking like Muhammad with the turban. I wasn't buying it. I was like, no. No, this is too easy. They 3 days. This is you know Thabo Beste. The schemes he has pulled. I was like, I'm not convinced. So I needed the statement from Tanzania and they released it. So it was translated into English and it confirmed that it is them that were arrested.
But where's the picture of the other one? Why don't we have a picture of Nandipha?
I don't know. I really don't know. But isn't it interesting?
Because what I find very interesting is that we don't see a picture of Nandipha. That is playing a psychological game already. That is saying Nandipha is excluded. Because if he's excluded on the picture, then now the reporting in South Africa is excluding Nandipha, as we have seen. They are trying to portray Nandipha as a victim, which is very dangerous, to say the least.
I don't know whether people have noticed, but yes, Nandipha is being portrayed like a victim. Like she's suffering from Stockholm syndrome, like she was forced to do certain things. That's the narrative that is currently at work right now, and I don't know why.
You see why we will talk about it. The interview and whatnot that happened with the brother, and I hear many of you are saying the brother should be taken for questioning. I agree with that. But what I do not like is how this man has been portrayed now, because he has been trying to get attention until this thing broke through, and then everyone now is looking for that Twitter and whatnot. This guy, he didn't keep quiet. He might have eventually reverted back and now ended up wanting whatever that he wanted in terms of finances when he saw that, okay, there's a lot of money here, maybe. Now, man, let me get my share. But there are a lot of things that were missed by the person who was interviewing the guy, because the interest was to clean, for me, the interest was to clean Nandipha. We would have known today if this journalist, whoever got this chance of interviewing this guy, we would have known today. We would have known today why the father is there. That was going to be preempted by the very same guy that we wanted to, because you are not asking important questions. All you are interested, the guy is the one who comes up with information such as, I ended up wanting money. I ended up wanting to solicit money there. He's telling on himself, and you are focusing on that thing.
You are hammering
for days. You keep on hammering on that thing. Why? If we are really not interested in cleaning a certain somebody, why don't you ask relevant questions? But we'll talk about this, Emil, because it's not a platform for this. But for now, whatever interview that is there, I mean, we will compare the interview. We'll do a thoroughly analysis of the person that did an interview, because there must be that, so that you understand where we come from with this person. It's not today that we see this person as a tool for me.
Hey, Kona, it's worrying me. It's troubling my spirit. Because I was like,
she
you
never
got a
asked
snitch.
good questions.
When you're a journalist, a snitch is like gold. A willing participant who's willing to snitch.
You know, even if this guy went to Meg G, for example, who's not a journalist, we would have gotten a lot of things from this guy.
A lot of information. He's ready to sing. He's been ready. It's been since 2021 he started snitching. And you just ruined.
You made him feel agitated. You start talking about...
How is he going to speak with
He told you.
this?
You know, someone who tells you the truth, Emil, comes to you and say, yes, I ended up wanting money too. I mean, what is that? If you had that as your card, then you stop there. This person is telling you, ask few questions, okay, and get clarity there and there. And then you continue. Why did you want money? I was not working. Why did you want money? I was not working. If it was not working, or something must give. And then from there, you continue.
You are collecting
You
information.
don't come back and create...
You're not in court. You're just collecting information.
But we don't have a problem with the person. But all I can say, I can tell you, this is not, I've noticed this person
Maybe she was
for long.
given
I have noticed this person for long. This person never asks the correct questions. I don't know. Maybe she's a good journalist to others. But for me, this person is never a good journalist. She sounds rehearsed all the time.
Maybe they are given. I'm not going to just say her, but maybe they are given how do I put it in a way that is less controversial? Maybe they were given a mandate, right? Perhaps that's the problem.
Because as much as we give our people all the credit of saying that these people who were planning this whole shenanigan were too smart, not exactly. I don't feel that they were that smart. But if you have an enabler who's allowing you to actually do certain things and look on the other side or the other way, then when you pull it, people will think you are actually smart. But let's continue, Emil, with the whole thing.
Well, Dr. Nandipha was found in possession of 2 original passports in the names of Dr. Merika Patience Martha Ntani in her luggage during her arrest. One had expired in 2022, while the other was still valid until 2029. Now, we got a screenshot from social media of the one that was valid up until 2029, and I think it was done in 2019. Mr. Anonymous, I don't know whether we have the screenshot of that one.
Right. I am trying to get to that. Okay. Yes, I've gotten to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see there that it's Dr. Pashy's identity documents, and apparently they were valid. They were not fake. They were both valid. So the other one expired in 2022, and this one is going to expire in 2029, and it was done in 2019. So I'm just gonna allege that it was the one that she said went missing.
I guess so. If it's here, then who else would be able to give such information?
So they are authentic South African passports.
About this whole passport thing. The Ziligazi asked this question, and I'm asking it too. When you lose such crucial thing, such as an ID, the best thing to do is to report it as stolen or lost or something. Was it reported?
We want to know that.
Is there a report
Question
that
mark.
says that I have misplaced my passport, or my I feel that my passport was stolen? Why do you do that? You do that so that you avoid such things. Now we are in this situation. Now the question is, if you did not report, should we believe you if you say now, because I've had, now I've went on to open the case? Should we believe you that really this person lost this thing? Did you take all the precautionary measures, considering also the level of education that you have as a person? You know that I mean, we will hold you accountable more than a layman's person, a person who just
You're a
doesn't
doctor.
understand. You are a doctor, for goodness sake. So all the things that you do about your things, your information,
Especially
there is a lot of
important
scamming, there is
documents.
whatnot. So did you report it? And that means then we will have to have that affidavit that was written during that time, that you use to go to Home Affairs and get a new one.
Yes. Then it shouldn't be a problem.
Then it shouldn't be a problem.
Releasing it. Yeah, but-
Then everything then could be aligning in that fashion.
and it could completely save your public.
And yeah, it could
Image.
it could completely reduce your involvement, but without any of that, now that increases the chances of speculations.
Yep, because now they are beginning. Now, a source spoke to the Citizen that the passports were found in the luggage that Dr. Nandipha and Bester had with them in the car when they were arrested. So there's a source who actually confirmed all of this to the Citizen. And Slindelo Masikane of ENCA said the police had been looking for Dr. Pashy and that she has given a statement with regards to her association with Dr. Nandipha. She's distancing herself from knowing anything about the escape and fraudulent activities. Silindelo said that one of her sources told her that Dr. Pashy is somebody who the police are looking into because it seems that Dr. Nandipha was a person who was borrowing money from her. One of the phrases that was used is that Dr. Pashy seemed to be the financial muscle between the two in the relationship. So whenever Dr. Nandipha would need money or run out of money, Dr. Pashy would be the one to provide it. Allegedly.
Now you see that changes the whole story. And that sort of goes back to the mastermind issue. Are we still then going to call the father the mastermind? Because if you're saying that people who have financial muscle, people who were learned, people who are capable of thinking at the highest level under pressure, were led by someone, I don't know the level of education of the father. Perhaps it's one thing that we need to look at. But seemingly it's the father that worked hard for his kids to
For
go
her
to
daughter
go to school and do medical and finish. There might be sponsors now and then, there and there, but the father was there. Father allowed that. The father enabled that to happen. Now, the question that I also have, the other one is, when last did you encounter this conversation with Dr. Nandip? Because we would like to know and understand. Why do I ask that question? When last did you see this friend of yours, or maybe this what we call acquaintance? Why is it important for us to know that? Because we would like to know that when did you lose it? 4 days ago? Does it mean that you saw Nandipha 4 days ago? You know, why am I asking that? Nandipha was already a person of interest at that time.
Yes.
So if Nandipha came to see you, or you came, or basically came to see you because that probably you lost your passport in the house or in your car, I don't know, that needs to be established also. But you were still allowing Nandipha to come in your house, and what else did you do did you continue borrowing Nandipha that money to fly or to get out of the country? Because by so doing, then you become accomplice to that case, even if you were not part of the whole action.
And on her statement, she said that she did not receive any funds from Dr. Nandipha and any of her organizations.
Mm-hmm.
But now a source says she's the one giving to Nandipha.
And a very interesting thing that I also looked at is when this organization was started, which seemingly is around the same time when the organization or the businesses that Nandipha had started with Baxter, they were sort of born. Mm-hmm. I would say that. And now that makes you a person of interest even more.
Mm.
So do you still dispute? Oh, it's a coincidence. Everything is a coincidence. You losing your thingy, your passport, and then you starting those companies around that time. You being around Nandipha most of the time, and the allegations of finances.
Financial muscle.
And then you conveniently forgetting that at some point you were working or sponsored, powered by Nandipha's company. Those are the things that we need to unpack now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the police are perhaps doing that right now because it's a lot.
Continue.
All right, finally, we got a statement from the HSPCA today, and the Health Professions Council says that it will investigate allegations against Dr. Nandipha Makudumana. They are saying that they will work with stakeholders to probe allegations that she has been operating with a suspended medical license and whether there has been any unprofessional conduct in her capacity as a doctor. She's not allowed to practice medicine but remains on the roll for medical practitioners. So we remember that her license expired in March or April of 2021. So apparently the reason that was given then was that she had stopped paying for her fees, yearly fees.
That is alleged.
Allegedly.
Oh, well, and whatever that she was doing or practicing does not require you to have a license, right? Or does
aesthetics, I've seen people who are not doctors who have aesthetic clinics. So
but it requires you to be part of the doctor.
But if she's gonna call herself a doctor, because you can see on social media she's been posing as such, she should have a license to operate as a doctor. And people were like, what was the hype about? Because she would pose with a stethoscope. She'd pose with a stethoscope, and I'm like, but why are you having on a stethoscope as if you're using it? I mean, for what you're doing, you're not really using that. You're not listening to people's heart rates. You're just injecting Botox and stuff. So, I mean, what's the big deal? Because most aesthetic clinics, you don't see doctors walking around with stethoscopes and stuff. So that was maybe for the hype of social media, I don't know, but it was not necessary. I've seen aesthetic clinics not being run by doctors. You don't necessarily have to be a doctor to run an aesthetic clinic. So there's a loophole there, because I feel like she knew what she was dealing with. And in my opinion, this is my opinion, guys, I feel like she knew what she was dealing with. That's why she stopped paying the fees. I mean, she knew that even the businesses she has gotten into don't require her to have a license.
But then you find it easy to work with her because she's educated.
She's a doctor. So you walk in there feeling safe because she's a doctor.
When you see the qualifications, that's the first thing they put on their walls.
On the walls, the certificates and the degrees, and you're like, and then when you check, she's there on the HSPCA website. She's there, so you wouldn't be fear. You'll become comfortable.
That is scary.
It is, isn't it?
That is scary.
It's very scary. But she got into this business understanding. She did internships for like 2 years. She never committed to working in medicine in that way. When she finally saw the opportunity, she practiced private practice. And which one does she choose? Aesthetics. And then she tries to bring her doctor into the aesthetics field, which is not necessarily a requirement.
Is it not a requirement by profession, or other people are just practicing it out without any qualification, but it is required? I mean, you are working with someone, anything can go wrong.
Yes, it is, but you don't have to be a doctor. Maybe that's what I should say. You don't have to be a doctor.
But you have to have certain qualifications.
Yes, you need to have certifications. You need to have undergone all the processes to qualify and to operate your business. But do you have to be a whole medical doctor? No. So for me, already there's a sign of glitchness. You study for so long to become a doctor, and you work so hard, right? And then you need experience. The only experience she has is internships. And then you jump into owning your own establishment. That already, for me, says
it's independent. Independent. It is portraying independence that everyone is preaching.
She wanted the easy way out.
No, but she was practicing independent. You cannot fault her for that. If she continued and she was getting money in a right way, then there you cannot fault her. She wanted to be a standalone. No, I cannot,
but I would feel safe under a doctor who's worked in a hospital for like maybe 5 or 10 years.
For the same thing that you claim that you don't need to be a doctor.
So she didn't need to be a doctor.
Yeah, you just claimed now that you don't need to be a qualified doctor to do this. So why would you say you would feel now I understand your position of saying that the person was never interested on a profession.
There's a difference between entering an aesthetic clinic that has a doctor in it and an aesthetic clinic that has, people that are good with aesthetics.
Okay.
Right? There's a difference. When you're going to a doctor, you should also ask about experience. Like, how long have you been a doctor? Should anything go wrong? I pay a lot of money, and I'm sure she charged because she's a doctor, remember?
No, but that is not like the angle of how this woman was working in terms of her qualifications. Once to me you say that you do not need that much of a qualification, then it's done. So in terms of having that qualification, it looks to me like a bonus thing to have. You are a doctor, and indeed you are a qualified doctor. That's it. What more do you want?
Experience.
For what now?
I feel safe.
But you said this person is a doctor. You went above. It's like saying, okay, you know accounting. You studied accounting. I only need a person who knows financial management accounting, which is lesser than.
Who's done books.
Yeah.
How many books have you
And then
done?
you get someone who studied BCom accounting. Isn't that a bonus?
BCom accounting, but how many books for how many businesses, or
how
long have you been working?
That's what I'm trying to say. You are missing the point here. The point is that there is applied mathematics, there is actuarial mathematics. You get someone who finished the degree of actuary, and then maybe done 2 exams of actuary and passed them, and that's it. It stops there. You only wanted a person who did applied mathematics. You are getting more than you bargained for. That's it. That should be enough for me.
Okay. Well, Ashidiwe heads at Dr. Nandipha. That's it for me for today. We'll
One
wait till
thing
tomorrow.
to say, and one thing to just say. I'm not going to say it in. I just want to say it in passing. There's one thing that is common about the job that Nandipha is doing, and what Baxter is doing. It's women.
It's true though. I'm shocked, but it's true. It's true.
I don't want to go further,
Young women.
but if you go further and look down, the people that were around or the circle, it was more about women.
Women empowerment seminars and stuff.
Well, it's a good market to actually look at in terms of if you are going to work with women. Yeah, but also just saying. I'm not gonna say more because I don't wanna say more. Just saying that.
Okay, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap
Guys,
for me.
let's stop here for now. We'll continue on the next one. And thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. We see your love and appreciation, and it's really appreciated over here. So thank you so much. Until the next one, don't forget to do the right thing. Comment, like, share, and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.